Okay, this is where I get laughed at my old fly buddy Sean, because I'm a freehander right here. I'm not measuring anything out, I'm just eyeballing it. But I got a pretty good eyeball, and I can get pretty accurate. What's not accurate is, I'm not working off a super scale plans showing all the rivets and the spacing. This is just a sport scale jet, just to have fun with on the weekends. I'm not going to compete with it. If I do, it would just be in a sport scale category. So unless I get some crazy guy out there that wants to count my rivets and my spacing and maybe my size, the other 99% of the people looking at the airplane will think it's a pretty good plane. I'm sure we'll always come across that one guy who's going to educate you on proper rivets, because at one time his grandfather's second cousin's brother was a T-33 mechanic, and he knows. Y'all know the type. You smile, you let them criticize your plane, and then they walk off and you just forget about it. So what we have is a basic outline. I didn't do any up in here because I'm going to have to make a little special tool to press rivets on there. But I'm going to go ahead and put some rows on this airplane as well, because that wasn't the only panel of rivets on this airplane. This airplane had a lot of rivets all over it. So I'm just going to kind of pretend like we had a bulkhead right here and we had some rivets. Try to do it again, just the same. We're going to use the same spacing here, or here, that we have over here. I feel like B-1 Bob up in Kansas. Flite metal in 10 minutes at a time. I really like this material. Some people love to build, some people love to paint. I like the flite metal. I like to work with balsa a lot as well. I've been building flying models since I was 14 and learned to do most of my building just in balsa wood airplanes. This airplane here, I build a lot of my own jets and warbirds, but I work a lot of hours. I can't build everything I want, so sometimes I have somebody else build a plane for me. And I had Don Yaki, the master here in town, build this airplane for me. I think we're going to stick with just that many right there. Don Yaki put this plane together in about 3 weeks. And then he did my buddy Sean's as well. Sean and I are supposed to be doing the flite metal on these planes at the same time. But he bought a Camaro, 69. And he's been working on that ever since. So, I'm a widow to a Camaro in the flight buddy world. He'll come around. First time a Ford outruns him and he realizes it's hopeless, he'll come around on back. We'll do some flite metal together. Just touching up a couple of rivets. Now after I get them all on there, I come back and rub them down because they're just raised too much. Maybe for my taste. Other people might like them raised up like that. I don't. So everything's for your own taste. Nice thing about flite metal, it's like a European jet. It comes with no instructions. 10 guys can buy them, and all 10 are stuffed different on the inside. There's no instructions. Flite metal is kind of like that. 10 guys can do it. 10 guys will find their own technique and finish. They'll all look a little bit different. In the long run, they all look good. And that patina really nice over time. And the last thing we're going to do is go ahead and burnish this. I like to use a little Scotch-Brite. Some people use gray. I like red. But red brand new is pretty coarse. So this is a good worn out piece. And I like to go up and down. I want to go the opposite of how I want the finished streaking to be. So we're just going to go back and forth like this. Take the shine off of it. Because this airplane really wasn't polished or shiny. If it was, it didn't stay that way very long. Plus, my airframes are never slick enough for a chrome finish. I might let a chrome finish slip anyway. I like a plane that's a little dirty, like it's been used. Okay, so now we have that done, and we're going to come back And we're going to streak this really hard. I'm going to try to stay out of the way of the camera. We're going to do a pull just like that. And we'll move up. We're going to do it again. We're just simulating aging of how the wind would pull or would weather that aluminum. I'm going to turn it a little bit and see if the camera can catch some of that. And I know it's not going to catch it near as good as my naked eye, nor does it catch it as good as if we had it out in sunlight. Now we'll pull our tape off, and probably in less than 10 minutes we've done a panel. And also you can see it against virgin aluminum that's just been rubbed on. Up here we have rivets, down here we don't, and here we have a nice finished panel. That's how you do flite metal. Piece of cake.